Now, how are you feeling? I know it's been a while since you last got in the ring last March. So how are you feeling right now?
Feeling good. Honestly, coming into this camp, this is the best shape I've ever come into camp at. And between fights, the most sparring I've ever done. So coming into camp, I was already super sharp. My conditioning was great. And thus far, it's been like the smoothest camp that I've ever had. And, you still got to go handle business on the 14th. But if the fight is anything like camp, it's going to be a good night.
And I saw that you because like I said, I follow you because I'm a big fan. I saw that you retweeted a video of Trevor saying like you're a quitter.
Yeah.
And I know that well, I just have to ask you since I'm talking to you, is that getting under your skin that he called you a quitter, or are you unbothered by it?
It does bother me. It does bother me. Obviously, anyone who knows me, like I don't have to speak for myself. People who know me know that I'm not a quitter. If you know my story, if you know what I've had to do to get here and stay here, if you see me fight, I'm a lot of things, but a quitter's not one of them. And so for him to say that, I'm just like, what? So we'll see who quits on the 14th. That sounds good on social media, but when the bell rings and it's time to be about it, we'll see who quits. So
Does that make that what he said, did that make that a little bit more personal to you, or is it still just
yeah,
straight up business?
yeah. I mean, it's always business, but it made it more personal. You
Yeah.
know, before we got the fight signed, he had my name in videos he was putting out on Instagram talking about people who don't respect the sport and had my name in that video, people who get money and then just sit around and wallow in their money and don't respect the sport. And, that's a big mouth for somebody who's tested positive for steroids in the past, because that's not respecting the sport. That's big
Correct.
talk for somebody who took a 4-year break away from the sport, because if you love it so much and you respect it so much, why would you step away for that long?
Mhm.
And maybe you have personal issues, so that's for him to figure out. But don't talk about other people not respecting the sport when his name is at the top of that list. I'm getting my hand raised on the 14th in fashion. No matter what, knockout, decision, whatever it is, it'll be in fashion. So if you want to see a good old fashioned ass whooping, tune in. I could be win this interim title and be automatically elevated to the WBA regular champ, which would put me in line to face Canelo for the WBA world title. So I don't like to count my chickens before they hatch. I got to focus on the task at hand. There's
Mhm.
been a million other fighters that talk about who they were going to fight next and what they were going to do next, and then they wind up not even winning the fight that's in front of them. So I don't want to be the same. I don't want to make that same mistake. So right now, just focused on the 14th, and knowing that once I get my hand raised, that's going to put me in a great position, whether it's a rematch with Canelo or other big fights.
There are some that are kind of hesitant to pick you in this fight, whether it's sports betting, whatever the case may be. Some are doubting you because, the last three fights, you lost two of them, right? One to Canelo, one to
Uh-huh.
Benavidez. But what is your message to those who, are kind of doubting you after your last three fights, you losing two of them? What's your message to those fans?
Well, those were two generational talents.
Mhm.
David's not on the pound for pound list yet, but he's pound for pound quality fighter. And if you keep down me, hey, keep it up, because it's people like that who motivate me. And you know, the non-believers are part of the reason that I'm here in the first place, because the only thing better than proving somebody right is proving somebody wrong.
What is your message to Trevor? Big match on September 14th in Las Vegas. What is your message to Trevor?
Just I appreciate all the extra motivation that you've given me with all the silly comments you've made, and we'll see how true those comments are come fight night. Saying I'm a quitter, saying I'm sleeping in silk sheets and I don't want it no more, um, and just everything else he said. Be sure that you're ready to stand on that, because we're about to figure it out on the 14th.